You wake up Monday morning, you check your calendar for the week, and you feel nothing. Not excited. You're not dreading it necessarily. You just feel fine. And that fire that used to burn when you thought about ministry, it's not entirely gone, but it's not really there either. You're in what I call the dangerous middle. And if you feel like you're in the dangerous middle, if that sounds familiar to you, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about it today here on the Healthy Church Staff podcast. My name's Todd Rhoades, and I hope you'll check out my work over at chemistrystaffing.com. According to some research I was reading recently, a growing number of pastors say their job just isn't deeply fulfilling anymore. They wouldn't say that they're burned out. They would not say that they're ready to quit. Just they're not fired up like they used to be. They've drifted from, I love this, I can't believe I get to do this, to I'm here, I can do this. From passion to maybe a little bit of professionalism. And here's why this matters, I think, more than what you think, because it's really a drift that it kind of flies under the radar. You're competent, but you're not passionate. You show up, you do good work, you go home. Your team feels it even when you don't say it. And the church probably senses something's missing, but they're not really good at naming these kind of things either. So you start managing ministry instead of leading it. And there's nothing wrong with professionalism in ministry. Matter of fact, I think you should be professional. We're pastors, for crying out loud. But when professionalism replaces passion, everybody starts to lose. So how do you start to spot this, as I call it, dangerous middle? Here are some warning signs, okay? Maybe you're more tired after easy weeks than hard ones. Maybe you catch yourself going through the motions. Maybe you used to pray about decisions, now you just make decisions because you're pretty confident that you could do this with your eyes closed. Maybe Sunday feels like performance instead of worship. Maybe you're maintaining instead of building. Maybe your team meetings feel like business meetings. If you're feeling like you're in this middle, ask yourself this question. What originally, when you took this ministry role, what originally called you here? Not the generic, hey, God called me. I'm talking about the specific thing. What broke your heart for this church, for this community? What was that moment in time where you felt, this is where God's calling me? I want you to go back to that moment, that burden, and that vision. And sometimes passion just needs to be rekindled, not discovered. Here's the bottom line for today. The dangerous middle that I'm talking about is more deadly than burnout sometimes, because you can function there indefinitely while your calling slowly dies. That dangerous middle can be a year. It can be 5 years. Believe it or not, that dangerous middle can be 20 years. You don't burn out. You still function. You're doing ministry, but that passion and that calling just slowly dies. This week, write down 3 specific reasons you originally said yes to your current role. And again, not that generic, God called me, the specific. You know your story. Maybe you haven't thought of your story for a while, but write it down. 3 specific reasons you originally said yes to where you are right now. Put it somewhere where you can see. It's deeply personal. Don't put it on an 8 by 10 and hang it on your wall, but put it on your desk where you're going to see it, where you'll see it daily. Those reasons are what can reignite what routine has dampened over the months or over the years. Because here's the truth. Your calling most likely hasn't disappeared. It just got buried under competence, and familiarity. And it's time to dig back in. When you dig back in, you can discover that passion that you once had. That's it for today. I hope this has been helpful for you. My name's Todd, and this is the Healthy Church Staff Podcast. If there's any way that I can help you or your church in any of your healthy staff initiatives, hiring, firing, compensation, analysis, any of those kind of things, I would love to hear from you. My email address is podcast@chemistrystaffing.com. If you just want to reach out and tell me a little bit about your story or why you enjoy listening to this podcast. Maybe you've got an idea for a future podcast. I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to hear your input. You can reach out to me, podcast@chemistrystaffing.com. All right, that's it for today. We're here every weekday, Monday through Friday. And so I hope that you'll take a little time, just you and me, right here on the podcast again tomorrow. I'll talk to you then.